When creating a debt payoff plan, have you ever wondered exactly when you will see that credit card debt gone? How long will you need to make payments for? You can estimate by taking your total amount owed and dividing it by your monthly repayment amount, but this won't be 100% accurate. Debt accumulates interest, and that interest extends the amount of time to pay off a debt. For a more accurate picture, you need to amortize your credit card debt, having a fixed repayment schedule, similar to a home, personal, or car loan. Credit card debt is not amortized. Each month, you choose how much you pay. If that amount varies, the time required to pay the debt in full will vary. But if you are going to be consistent with your monthly repayment amounts and you will not be making new card charges, you can calculate an amortization schedule. This helps you plan a budget to meet your specific financial goals, and you will always know how far your payment goes towards your total debt, principal and interest. And you can adjust payment amounts if your financial situation changes, which can shorten or extend your payoff time. This is helpful if you are using a snowball or avalanche approach. You can do all of this in less than 5 minutes with no difficult calculations. Keep watching to learn how and how we used an amortization schedule for our consumer debt to create our plan to become debt-free in 1 year. When we were coming up with our goals, we were coming up with very specific goals of how much we wanted to pay. And to do that, we really needed to know where our money was going with those plans. It's easy to just go, well, I have this amount of debt and therefore I'm going to pay this much, but you have to factor in interest. So you basically have to amortize your payment plan. And we spent quite a bit of time doing that to come up with or where those payments were actually going, how much is going to principal, how much is going to interest, because this gives you a very different picture of how long it's going to take to have things paid off. If we had based it just without taking into consideration additional interest, we would be thinking that we would have all of our debt taken care of in about 10, maybe 11 months. That's not the case. It's going to take a little bit longer, but let's get started. So this is just a quick worksheet that I made as a table in Word. And again, that website for that workbook is in the description box. And what I'm going to record here is all of the months of the year, how much we pay, what our remaining balance is after paying, and then what the interest is as well. And then repeat that for the loan, and then giving a grand total of all of our balances. So there's some information that you need to have before getting started, and that's because it all has to go into that workbook. First, you need to know the balances of your debts, and then you also need to know your interest rates. So our starting balance on our credit card is $12,216, and it is at an interest rate of 20.74%. And our loan is at $29,720, and this is an unsecured personal loan, and it is on a variable interest rate of 17%, so it can fluctuate. You have two options in Australia. You can either have a fixed or a variable rate. The variable is going to have a higher interest amount, but there's no penalty for paying it off early. If you have a fixed rate, then there's a break contract fee if you pay it off early. We opted to go with the variable in the event that we were going to pay it off early, and I'm really glad we did, because we are now at the point where we are ready to pay it off early. Adding these up, our total is $41,976 that we owe. But as we're going to learn, we're going to pay a bit more than this. We have an initial snowball amount of $2,100 per month. Our monthly payment on the credit card is $273. On the loan is $1,096. Because we pay weekly, there's a couple of little wonky bits as well, and that we have some extra payments, but that is what is quite nice, because this worksheet also allows you to put in additional payments, and it will factor those into the calculations for you. For example, in January, we already know, an additional payment of $1,400 that is going to the credit card. So we will have our snowball plus our minimum plus the additional $1,400, and that is going to give us a payment of $3,773. And this is where most people would just deduct and go, okay, well, that's how much we have remaining. But we really need to factor in this interest, because remaining, after this payment, we are going to have $8,654.13, and that is because we have $211.13 going to interest. This makes a difference. This is the difference between saying or planning to pay something off in 13 months or planning to pay something off in 18 months, really, or shorter or longer. And it can be a bit discouraging sometimes when you're paying things and you're going, oh, this is taking longer than I thought it would. This is probably why you haven't amortized. You haven't factored this in. You need to consider the interest. Next is for the loan. There's no additional going to the loan, just the contractual amount, because our first focus is here. And so this is that snowball method. We'll pay $1,096. We're starting at $29,720. We will end January with a balance of $29,801.60, because $417.60 will go to interest, and a reduction in our total debt owed to $37,735.73. And this is one of the only times that I use real numbers, actual numbers, including cents. I usually round up, round down, not for this, because it might seem like nothing, but especially if it's something being paid off towards over time, those rounding errors, particularly if you go up, you're going to overestimate the amount of time. If you round down, you'll underestimate, and then if you pay things off a little bit before you thought that you were going to, fantastic. But this calculator, it calculates it all out, so may as well run with it. And then we repeat for February. No extra payment in February, so just a snowball and the minimum amount, so $2,373. We will have an ending balance of $6,430.70 with $149.57 going to interest. And these are the little things for me where I get, these are my little woohoos, my little milestones. Seeing the amount of interest that we pay drop to being under 200. When dealing with a larger amount of debt, sometimes it's hard to find, okay, what milestones do I have? What am I going to celebrate? These are what works for me. Your mileage may vary. Again, nothing different on the loan, nothing extra. 28,000, so 1,096, but a balance of $28,393.58 with $407.60, or $407.98. Oopsies. You ready for erasable pens? Even though they smudge sometimes. 98 cents for $34,824.28. In May, we actually, so because April has 5 weeks, but I had to calculate this in May because it was trying to put it towards a credit card, and I'm like, no, that goes to the loan. So I just futzed with it a bit, but it's 5 weeks, so that's an additional payment to the loan. So again, we pay our loans weekly here, interest down. So $274 is an extra payment to the loan, but then we also are not going to be paying the full $2,373 amount to the credit card, because this is going to be our final payment. And because I have done the calculation, I am expecting a final payment of $1,900.20. So there should be $32.38-ish. That is going to be additional interest, and that will give us nothing remaining. It is done. It is finished. Now we get the difference of the $23,000 or $2,373 less $1,920 plus $224 in addition to our normal loan payment of $1,096. And so this month we will end up paying $1,863.53 to that loan, bringing the total down to $25,523.57. I don't know where I got an 8 from. My brain just doesn't work 90% of the time. To interest, $369. No, $361.58. And now, because we don't have any additional payments, our grand total is essentially what the balance is on the loan. So $25,523.57. As we can see, by doing it this way, by calculating in, we can also look at the total amount that we are making in payments for the month, and then also overall for the year, how much we will be paying. So we owe $12,216 on the credit card, but we're actually going to be making $12,792 in payments. And that is because we have interest of $5,076.17. So slightly over. Same for our loan. We will have a total in payments of $31,380.50. So we can already see where we've paid more on the loan than we owe on it, but because we have had this interest of $3,550.05, it is not yet paid off. And so finally what we can do is we can look at what is paid year to date and then what is our interest year to date. So to get year to date, we just take our two totals for the card and for the loan. So $12,792 plus $31,380.50. Oh, and I guess that there's also 20 cents here. So $44,172.70. And in interest, 576.17 plus 3,550.05. So we will pay in interest this year $4,126.22. So that is why when we were calculating our goals, even if we were to add things up, it looked as if we would pay off 100%, but I knew by calculating this out that interest was going to be in there and that we were going to have more, or we're going to pay more than what was there. So we have a goal of paying $43,000. This is going to get us about $44,000, so slightly over that goal. But the other thing is looking at this number of what is owing in December. So our last payment will be for roughly $2,000. I want to see if we can't get that paid off. So if we can't have all of this taken care of, carry nothing over into the new year and just start the new year to where we can go straight into beefing up our emergency fund. So having 3 to 6 months of overall household expenses, and then moving to tackling our mortgage, get back to doing some travel. Travel should be open again. So we'll be able to go back and have our holiday funds that are set up and all of that. Highly recommend if you have the time or if you have the interest to go through and to calculate this on any debts that you have. You should already, if you have a mortgage, it's already done in your mortgage. That's part of your entire mortgage plan. They usually give that to you, or you have access to that with your payoff. But if you call your creditor and you say, hey, I'm going to pay this much on my card per month, can you give me a full schedule of what that and those payments are going to look like? if they give you an answer at all, they're going to tell you no. This allows you to see, this allows you to plan and to know what you're aiming for each and every month. I'm a specific numbers girl. And so for me, this is just boom. It is all there. I know exactly what is going on. I also know if something happens and there has to make changes, I can make changes in this and then recalculate. So again, the website for this, linked in the description box. It is a downloadable workbook that you can use, modify, make your own. It is free as well. Hopefully you found this this interesting and you found this helpful. If you did, give the video a like, and if you want to see how we go with this in our debt journey overall in general, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any questions or any comments about this, drop them in the comment box as well. I've been using this Excel workbook since we first started our first round of paying off our debts, and that was when I was in graduate school, and that was paying off our student loan debt and some credit card debt. And I was really happy to find that they still make it, and it's been updated some. Having this additional payment element of it is super helpful. So if you have any questions, thoughts, or anything like that, leave those in the comment box. And as always, choose kindness, show gratitude, and keep a positive mindset. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.